I got a Colt 45 and a popsicle stick. I'm gonna cap you with one, shove the other in your dick. Stick it in a jar, just like it's a Bix pickle. Put it in the freezer for when I want a coxicle.
When there's stuff on your mind and it's feeling unclear, just hop on the mic and speak without fear. Let's air out.
Going on. Another late one here for me. It is Monday, 2:56 p.m. Just got home from work. Did not record a podcast in the past week, like 10 days it's been. Didn't record one. Gotta apologize too. They're paving our little street here, doing the construction as usual. And so I don't know what the background noise is gonna. It could just be awful, could be terrible, but like you guys aren't here for the quality of the podcast anyways. You're here. I don't know what you're here for, honestly. You're here for something. And hopefully that's here. Hopefully that's here. That was a little rap, that intro rap. That was something I think I thought of that in first year, and it's just been rattling around in my brain before I put it on an album. I remember there was a Halloween. I think Halloween wasn't first year. It had been second year. We're living on Churchill. Like the first year we were living off campus, living on Churchill with Ethan and Will, and it was Halloween, and we were freestyle rapping, like just finding beats and just going for it. And I remember Will was taking a poo. Will Breen. He was pooping, and Ethan and I were like at the bathroom door, freestyling to him. The door was open. He was, just pooping in front of us. And I remember Will's like, Aaron, your raps are like, they're so offensive. Your raps are so mean. I'm like, what are you talking about, Will? No, they're not. No. Here, I'll drop a bar right now for you. And I'm like, I'm gonna fuck your mom, punch your dad in his dick. And he's like, dude, immediately. It's like, I can't help it, I guess. It just comes out. Like that's all I can say. We had some pretty good freestyles though. And then that Colt 45 and the popsicle stick. Yeah, that came to me in that moment, and I've never gotten to use it. I remember 9th grade geography. I also wrote a rap. This one, I think it was for Aboriginal. We had to write, I don't know what, like a Canadian problem, and I think I rapped about like Aboriginal relations or whatever. And it was Native Canadians living on reserves. What? They don't got guns. We'll take what we deserve. Kill them, enslave them, put them into schools. Force them to be Canadian. Right? That ain't cool. Go back to your families. Take back your land. It's time for natives to take a stand. We were only picking on you because you ain't white. Color doesn't matter. We all have rights. Thanks, Stephen Harper, for the apologies. But does that really erase the hardship and memories? Not a flawless recital, but that's from 2009. That I just recalled that from, and it's been up in my brain ever since. I remember was it Mr. Torley? Mr. Torley was the teacher, and he was like, man, Aaron dropped some bars. Yeah, Aaron's cool. And then Keely Clark, who was sitting in front of me, who was my 9th grade crush, turns around and is like, yeah, Aaron's the coolest. Aaron's the best. And I was like, a female noticed me? What? Excuse me? And then I still never talked to her after that. No, except for I did guess not indirectly called her a cunt unintentionally. WUAC, WUAC, without using a calculator. Our physics teacher would write that on a test, Mr. Mitchinson. I remember some other kids were like trying to come up with what WUAC would stand for, and I just, just kind of living in my own bubble, just like kind of mumble myself, well, you're a cunt. And then I guess Keely had talked right before that. She's like, me? You just call me a see you next Tuesday? I was like, no. I was just like, it's just what WUAC could mean, I guess. And then, that's that. She did, years later, this is like 3 years ago, she ended up liking one of my Instagram, like a deep Instagram post. It was of my dog that's now deceased, but like obviously she had to scroll down, like she was obviously looking through the profile to find it. It just wouldn't pop up. So that was got her. We caught her. That's where are we going with that? Where was I going with that? I spilled a bunch of thumbtacks on Thursday before I left here, and I was like, yeah, that's just gonna be a problem for future Aaron. Just leave those all over the floor, and yeah, it's a big problem for me. I'm just landmines all over my bedroom floor here. Just spill thumbtacks, then left. I'm constantly just screwing over future Aaron. I can't stand that guy. Past Aaron, such an asshole. He gets me every single time. And the problem is you can't retroactively. I can't punish past Aaron. So what I gotta do? Just gotta fuck over future Aaron once again. He's gonna get it for these thumbtacks, man. Hey, man, future Aaron's gonna catch. He's gonna catch some hands for these. Gonna do something to him. Oh boy, but yeah, it's been a busy weekend. Been a busy week, I guess. I recorded the last podcast on a Friday. So I guess you haven't heard anything since that Friday. So that weekend would have been not the weekend that just passed, but the weekend before that. I think the only thing that happened that weekend really was golfing. I'll have to tell you the whole story though, just to preface what you're going to hear at the end of the story. So, I got a tea time at Westmount. Playing with the coworkers. Marin. Can't say two of those names. Marin, beep and beep. So Ethan and I decided we're gonna go to the driving range. Sunday afternoon, a little warm up. He had like a best ball tournament last Tuesday that he wanted to warm up for. So before we leave, I'm like, okay, I'm cool to drive. We just gotta stop by your truck so I can grab my clubs out of your truck. And he goes, oh, your clubs are in my truck, eh? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, my truck is with my brother. So immediately before we even got into the driving range, I'm out of clubs. Gotta use Ethan's, which Ethan's clubs are an inch longer than mine, so there's some learning curve to it. You gotta adjust your body and your positioning. I've never swung these clubs before. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of fine. At least we're both righties. It's not, my golf game's not that great that it shouldn't be too greatly impacted by this change because I'm not just a good golfer anyways. So we go to the driving range, go to Jim's driving range. We're hitting off some mats. I'm feeling good. Feeling good with the wedges, feeling good with the irons. Everything's kind of working out smoothly. I'm kind of figuring out, how to work through these longer clubs. And then I decided to get to the driver. Got to practice the D-stick at some point. So hit my first one. It's, I got some power behind it, but it's got a mean slice to the right. So I try and, adjust, sink, get a little stronger grip going, try and come across it a little less. And I swing my second one. And on the follow through, I remember it felt it was so smooth and light and fluid. And then when I got to my ending pose and I looked at my club, the driver head is just gone. It hit the ball and just soared out into the driving range. Went 50 yards and landed by this tractor that's out there. Didn't snap, nothing broke. It just, the glue, I guess, gave out. And then it's out in the driving range now. It's nothing, I've never seen anything like that before. But like I said, luckily it didn't break, so we just have to retrieve this. So now I got to walk back to the driving range office and go talk to the 15-year-old kid there. It's like, hey, I lost my driver head in the driving range. Could you go get that for me? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So he's got to go get the ball cart and drive all the way out there. And we're pointing to him. We can see it from our tee box, from our, I guess, a little tee booth that we're standing at. We can see it sitting in front of this tractor. And we're like, okay, it's right there. He drives up, grabs it. And then, I don't know what he did, because he didn't want to get out of the cart. I guess he was worried about getting hit by balls. But the way the driving range was set up, there's, 3 different sections. We're in the furthest, leftmost section. And there's no one beyond us. So in this little section we're at, no one's hitting any balls. So, he's not going to get hit, most likely. But he's, opening the door and just trying to, lean out and stay in his seat. And he, picks it up and then somehow, drops it out the other side of the cart and doesn't even notice. So he, pulls the Yui, drives back around, and then he looks in his seat and is like, it's gone. I don't know what happened. And he's looking at us. He's clueless. He's like, where'd it go, guys? I don't know. And we're like, God, it dropped out behind you. It's behind you again. Turn around. And then he finally got it and came back, gave it to me. And that's, we kind of stuck it back on, but I'm like, I can't obviously use this. It's going to fall off again until we reglue it. So I'm just out of driver. So then just from there, I have to go. Now, not only am I using Ethan's clubs that are longer, I'm also going without a driver, which honestly, my shots off the tee are terrible anyways. So it doesn't really matter, but get there, go meet up with Marin, grab our cart, head to the first tee, and it's just all downhill from here, honestly. Obviously, Marin and I are going to compete, and it was not really a competition. Marin's playing from the yellows, the closest tees. I'm playing from the whites, the second furthest tees. And it made no difference because every single shot I had to take 5 different, just dribble the ball all the way down to the yellow tees, and then finally would maybe catch a shot. And it was absolutely embarrassing. First tee, playing a back nine start. You got the club pros like sitting right at the with the starter, just hanging out. And I just walk up. I'm using Ethan's 5-wood. I tee up my ball, and I I think I just went like right under it because I'm not used to the length. Like I said, I'm just gonna keep using that excuse, but just like duff it and do nothing with the ball. It rolls maybe 5 feet. I take out a huge chunk, just a skirt stake out of the tee box, right in the section that they're trying to preserve for the tournament that's coming up next week. Just a huge divot right out of there. And I just walked back in the cart, put my club away, and said, Marin, let's go. Let's drive. I'm leaving that ball on the tee box. Just left the giant divot, and then my ball maybe 6 feet away. It's like a noodle too, not even a nice ball. And just like, let's just go. I'm not picking up that ball and re-teeing. We're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna drop one in the fairway, and let's go. And after that, I could not play the entire round. I'm hitting garbage shot after garbage shot. The only saving grace is that Marin is just following suit and just also hitting garbage shot, like pretty much in the same location. We were playing good cart golf, and that we didn't have to do a lot of driving back and forth to each other's balls because neither of them were going more than 30 yards per shot. And then usually I was like 5 shots just to get off the tee. And then once I got to the fairway, I would catch a good one usually. Like I'd catch one good one with a 4 hybrid, send it like 200 yards, 220. And then from there on, I was like pretty good. I can chip on and putting. Ethan's putter's like, it's like a hammer. It's so much heavier than mine, so I couldn't get the speed right and anything like that. But yeah, just the entire round was miserable. I wasn't too stoked. Like I thought going in there, I was like, I could probably play 18, but it was just going so horribly. I just played 9. Marin did too. So Marin ended up shooting a 65, and which you'd think that'd be easy to beat on 9 holes. That's 65 on 9, and I shot a 67. I think I lost it on 18 too. I think she beat me. I got like a 10. She got like an 8 or something on 18. It was we were like tied on 17 back 9 start as I said. So that was my Sunday, and then just came home defeated. Like that was absolutely abysmal. What a performance. Never gonna live that down. Marin has now beat me at everything. So that's I got to get something back before she leaves in 2 weeks, hopefully. And then of course, I go back to Barry, and Sana's like, I think Marin's my favorite character from your podcast. Just hyping her right back up. I guess everyone loves an underdog story, and like no one expected Marin to beat me at any of this stuff. So it's nice. It's nice to see the little guy win for once. I get that. I'm kind of like a champion in my own rights. You know, just a victor, usually in whatever I do. But yeah, could not be said for golfing or mowing tee boxes, I guess. So that was my Sunday. Monday. Honestly, Monday was an uneventful day. I think. Yeah, I don't think anything happened on Monday. I honestly couldn't really tell you what I did on Monday. Tuesday, again, classic work day. Taco Tuesday though. Absolute chaos. Absolutely chaotic Taco Tuesday. Even just, I don't know if I talked about this last week, but like the planning process of Taco Tuesday is just meaningless. Whatever plan I'm told at the end of the workday at 2:30, it's just never the plan that comes to fruition whenever I get back home. So I just have no idea what's going on essentially. I'm really bad at communication and like getting plans going, and apparently so is everyone else. That's a part of the Taco Tuesday process. I usually just like get a text randomly like, we're on the way, coming to get you, out of the blue. No idea how it happened. I think 2 weeks ago when I talked about us going to Chuck's, and I didn't mention the part that Marin and I went to the wrong Chuck's at the start for like 20 minutes. We sat in the parking lot at Chuck's for 10 minutes. Then we decided, okay, finally, we'll go and grab a table, and then maybe they'll finally get here. Waiting on no one will. So we go inside for another 10 minutes, and then like as the waitress is coming to like take our food, Marin gets a text like, hey, we're at a different Chuck's. And then we figured it out. We have to like awkward like, hey, we're at the wrong Chuck's. We got to go. And then we left and finally met them. So then, I mean, that's the previous Taco Tuesday experience. So we're trying to redeem ourselves and actually get tacos this time, which we did. But I was told we were going to meet at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So I'm like going home, ready to take a nap. Just going to chill. Don't have to go take a shower. Set an alarm for 5 o'clock. so I could shower and then be ready for 5:30, the earliest start time that I was told. So I'm like lying in bed. There was I'm in a bunch of group chats for the last weekend I had in Barrie, and my phone was just buzzing, 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 and like my computer had the chats open too, so my computer was like dinging. So every time I heard a buzz and a ding, I'm like, okay, it's just the group chat. That's not like something I super have to pay attention to. I can read that later. I'm just lying in bed with my eyes closed, and then eventually I hear a buzz and no ding. It's like that's kind of suspicious. That might be something. And I look at it and it's Noah telling me, "Hey, we're on the way to get you." And this is that. Well, he said, "Hey, Marin's on the way to get you. I think we forgot to tell you. Just a heads up. LOL." And then just immediately, I went from completely relaxed and chilled. I had like half an hour still to rest my eyes until I had to take a shower, to just immediate panic that I have no idea if Marin like just left her house. If she's left her house like 10 minutes ago, she's almost here. If she's picking up me first, if she's getting Will first, I have no idea what's going on. I haven't showered yet, so I got to run in the shower, take the world's fastest shower I've ever taken before, and then just get out of the shower, sit on my bed, crisscross applesauce, staring at my phone, just waiting for a text to come in. And then it was still like another 25 minutes after that. So it was like probably half an hour after I got the text. But the entire time, just sheer anxiety of not knowing when someone's coming. Like I'm in the shower, worried that they're going to show up while I'm in the shower, and then I got to hop out. And yeah, they eventually got me. We got to Ethel's, and we got some real tacos this time. The only my second time actually having the Taco Tuesday. That's like was the planned Taco Tuesday. At Ethel's, getting the 4 tacos for $2.50 or something, $3. And yeah, I got 12 tacos to start. Ate them very easily. There's not a ton of filling in them, as I've said in previous podcasts. And then we ate our tacos, the 4 of us, and then we were waiting for 2 more to show up. Will's girlfriend and Will's other friend. So once they show up, they decide they want to get tacos. So I got to get 4 more tacos just so they don't feel bad. So I ended up upping that number to 16 tacos. We kind of end up hanging out at Ethel's for like 2.5 hours. It feels like we were there forever. It was crazy. And then we were going back to the house Marin is dog sitting at, because they have a hot tub and a dog, which both are W's in my book. So we go back there. I guess I'm the stoner of the group since I'm not a drinker. They're all drinkers. So they've been drinking. I've been smoking weed since like 4 o'clock in preparation for this night. And yeah, we get to the house, and it's just chaos. Just more chaos. They're drinking, getting more and more drunk the entire time. I'm just getting more and more stoned. So we're going in opposite directions. They're like getting more and more fired up, and I'm just getting more and more like reserved and quiet and just like shutting in on myself. You ever like forget you exist in the world, like that you have a physical presence in the world? You just kind of get so lost in your own mind and like so lost in your own thoughts. You kind of just like melt into the piece of furniture you're in, and you forget that you're not just like an entity, observing this party. Like that happens to me very frequently. I just forget that I do like have a presence and that I'm not just this. I know Aaron as me, but like this is a weird thing to try and explain in words. But like, yeah, I forget I am part of the room, and I just get into my thoughts, and I zone out very, very easily. Even without marijuana, I zone out and I stop listening to people, and I'm pretty good at entertaining myself when things are quiet and just keeping myself mentally occupied. But it does make it tough when you're like kind of zoned out doing your own thing, and then someone asks you a question, and you gotta like jump into the conversation. And then my thing is I try and be funny. It's a curse too. It's like, because if you're trying to force it, it's never gonna be that funny. Like forced comedy just doesn't seem to work out. It's got to be like organic and natural, and just you got to have some like real normal conversations and some not funny sentences to lead into the funny thing. You can't just always be bang 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 with the punchlines. So I'm like zoned out, just melted into my chair, just not really sure what's going on. I've been stoned for like 3 hours now, so my brain is just pudding. And then Will's like, Aaron, what about you? You pro-life or pro-choice? Out of nowhere. I don't know where how this conversation started. I wasn't paying attention for any of this, and immediately I'm hit with the pro-life, pro-choice, and my brain's just like, okay, you gotta be Will's looking for a funny answer, of course. Will's trying to set me up for a great punchline, but he only gave me two options: pro-life or pro-choice. So I'm like, okay, what's the funny of the two? I guess it's gonna be the one that no one expects. So like pro-life. So like pro-life. I'm pro-life. Immediately, Marin jumps on that, like disgusted, like you're pro-life. Just so hatred in her eyes, looking at me, like just disgusted that I would say such a thing. And now, like, now I'm panicking, like shit, that was not the answer. That was not the funny answer I was looking for. So I just got to chuck out another grenade, try and distract them even more. Just dig dig this hole deeper and hope you find a diamond, and just digging yourself into a grave. So I'm like, yeah, pro life, that's like it's like the all lives matter kind of thing, right? And that kind of distracted them enough. Like, okay, yeah, Aaron just has terrible political opinions. And then they got distracted enough that they're like, oh boy, okay, yeah, that's Aaron ruined that topic. Let's move on. And then I'm like, thank God that second grenade worked, and kind of distracted them from the fact. Because I don't know how else I would have gotten out of that. I can't like doubling back and be like, no, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm pro choice. I am pro choice. I don't care what you do with your baby. Do whatever you want with it. I don't care. Do you want to give birth to that baby directly into a well, and you just had a well full of babies in your backyard? Hey, pro choice. Go for it. I don't care. Where's it going with that? I don't know. But honestly, that's just a frequent thing that I find, especially it seems to happen a lot when I'm stoned, that I just like I zone out and people ask me a question and then I want to be funny, and it's just like I said, you can't force it. It can't just happen. I'm better off just answering the question. Just be boring, and then usually something will come to me. Like I need a little momentum going. I can't just rarely can I just jump in with something great. I gotta get the wheels spinning and then get going. Um so yeah, that night, what else happened that night? Well, there was a hot tub that we were promised, and it was getting to like 11 o'clock, and no one had gotten in the hot tub yet, and I didn't want to be the first guy to like go put on my bathing suit and get in the hot tub. I had to wait for someone else to suggest it. So luckily, Will's girlfriend was leaving, and then she's like, "Oh man, we didn't even get in the hot tub." And then Marin's like, "Oh, we can get in the hot tub," and she like threw the cover off. And then Will's girlfriend was kind of did not want him in the hot tub. She was kind of eager to like get going. It was late. She had a video call at 9 a.m., which that's an early morning. We all had work at 6 a.m., but not all of us are superstars. None of us that can sleep for 2 hours and just be fine the next day. Like you wouldn't even notice. Um, so I hop in the hot tub because my girlfriend's not leaving. It's not my problem. I get in the hot tub and kind of wave Will over, just shake the titties at him, and he immediately throws all his clothes off and jumps right in. That was not the answer, Will. That is, I have an impact on straight men that I wish I had the same impact on straight women, but doesn't seem to translate that well. But straight men just love me. Just love me. I've had it all through high school. Just, you get these boys that just, they're enticed by the magic I got here. Aaron the Magician. That's a terrible name. Sip of Dr. Pepper. But oh man, my dick painting is peeling off the wall. That's gonna come down soon. I wonder if it'd be cool if it came off on camera. But there's only one quarter holding that on. See how long that dick stays up there. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, so Will ended up staying with me, chose me over his girlfriend. So yeah, she went home. She was the only driver. So we are now all the rest of us, me, Will, Noah, Marin. Well, Marin doesn't have to go anywhere because she's staying there. And Will, Noah's friend. We're all stuck there. There's going to be an Uber that has to be called. And the night just goes. We were probably in the hot tub for like 45 minutes. About half the water flowed out when Will got in. Just kept splashing out. The man's a little heavy set, if I do say so myself. Especially after seeing his driver's license from, I guess he's had it for 12 years now. But he was a skinny man. He was a skinny man at one point. And it can come back. Well, I did this. I went through the same thing. I went to university weighing $130, left university weighing 230. Then like a few years after university, I was up to I think I peaked at 250, and then I ended up going to the poop business where I just ended up not eating from 5:30 a.m. till 11 p.m. Then just eating dinner on my way home, and then just essentially starving myself and losing like 40 pounds. Yeah, and now I'm sitting at my fighting weight of like I float between like 205 and 210. So Will, you don't feel bad. Don't feel self-conscious about just your enormous girth. Like it'll fall back off. Don't worry. You can trust me on that one. You'll be a skinny, muscular lad in 6 years or so. No problem. You just keep enjoying your partying. Yeah, so we were in the hot tub for like 45 minutes, and then they just kept drinking, and I just kept smoking and just getting me. I don't know if I said more than 5 words after 10 p.m. Like I just shut right up, just enclosed on myself in a cocoon, and just stared at them as they had conversations, and I tried to follow them, and then I also just got distracted in my own head and just also did not listen to their conversation. So I couldn't tell you wholly entirely what transpired. I do know that at the end of the night, everyone else went home except for Will and I. We ended up just having to crash at Marin's. Well, not crash at Marin's friend's dog's house. They had a spare master bedroom, and then another guy, I guess the son that lives there, had a spare bedroom there as well. So Will got the master, I got the boys' room, and yeah, slept in a stranger's bed. It was way comfier than my bed. We went to bed probably, I want to say like 2 a.m. Probably like 2 a.m. ish. I mean, I think we got in bed at 1:30. I don't think I fell asleep though till about 2. And then we had to get up in the morning and go like stop at Will's house to get his uniform, stop at my house to get my uniform. So we got Will's uniform, no problem. Drive back to my house, door's locked. We never locked the door. So I mean, Spendus the Menace must have locked it on me, because I mean he's usually the last one in, and I know Ethan and Martin wouldn't lock the door on me. But yeah, that was brutal. Just in my head I was feeling like there's a potential it's gonna be locked, because usually it's when you need it most. And we got to my house at like 10 to 6. So like it was gonna be a very quick turnaround. My clothes were also still in the wash, so I would have had to like put on a wet polo and some wet shorts. So I am kind of like happy that I didn't have to do that. But then I did have to like show up to work in the same clothes that I wore to Taco Tuesday, which was unfortunate. Luckily, I just threw on a sweater, and no one said a word that I was wearing blue shorts rather than khaki shorts. And then like the rest of that is history. I think they felt worse than I did, because they were like hungover and tired, and I was just tired. But as soon as I got like the fresh air going, I was feeling great and feeling absolutely fine, cutting fairways. And then after that, since I was wearing a sweater all morning, my Westmount sweater, it was getting too hot, so I was like asking around if anyone had a polo I could borrow, and no one had a polo except for Marin. So Marin's like, yeah, it's a medium, and I was like, okay, I can maybe squeeze into a medium, not thinking that's probably a woman's medium and not a men's medium. So yeah, going to the bathroom with Marin's spare polo, and it just did not fit. Just like I looked like one of those like tied up pot roast, you tie the roast and it's like all the rolls stick out of it. That's kind of what like I felt like and what I looked like when I put that shirt on. It was incredibly tight. I think Marin took a video of it, but I have not seen it, so I can't say for certain. I really only caught a quick glimpse of myself in the mirror, but it wasn't a great look. And then seeing that, my manager was like, hey, we can just give you a shirt, like you don't have to demean yourself this way, we can just give you a spare polo from last year. So I ended up getting a free shirt out of it, and it all worked out. And that's just the lucky horseshoes. I'm sure there's more to that chaotic Taco Tuesday that I'm not thinking about, but there's also probably there's a lot that I just cannot repeat. It's just, not mine to say. But yeah, absolutely wild Taco Tuesday. We'll see if any of Marin's only here for 2 more, which I guess I don't even know. We're at the tournament next week. I don't even know if we can do Taco Tuesday, because we're doing split shifts. So we're going to be working until like 9 p.m. So I think this might be the last Taco Tuesday tomorrow when you guys are listening to this. That's with Marin. I'm sure we'll continue when she's gone, or I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a planner. But that was Tuesday. Wednesday was kind of a rough day. That was the day we were all recovering from Taco Tuesday. I wasn't in my uniform. And then Thursday was just a Thursday. We got Friday off, the way our schedules work. There's like 2 weekend teams, blue team and red team has worked every single long weekend so far. So the manager's like, hey, we'll give you an extra day off on Friday. Take it. So took Friday off, and I headed back to Barrie on Thursday night. Yeah, I headed back to the old B-Town on Thursday night. Back to the old stomping grounds for, back to Barrie. July is kind of a busy month for us. We had, it's the triple birthday month. Henry, Reed, and Sarah all have birthdays within like 3 weeks of each other in July. So we usually just like pair up all 3 birthdays and do one big celebration. Yeah. So like this, I've been hanging out with a bunch of young people who are in the party stage of their life lately, as you've heard in this podcast. So going back to Barrie, which is like a bunch of people my age, not in the party stage of their life, it was kind of like a nice change of pace, you know? Things weren't wild, things weren't crazy. We were like, it was more like childish fun. Last year on these birthday parties, we'd do like kids' birthday parties. We bought all like the kids' decorations, and we tie-dyed, and we had water balloon fights. Bought like party hats and, you know, all that jazz, all the stuff from like Dollarama if you're throwing a party for a 6-year-old. So this year we had to like one-up it, and we decided to do a big scavenger hunt for Henry. He's had kind of a tough and different past few weeks. I'll leave out the details, but we wanted to do something special for the guy. He's been a great friend to all of us. We wanted to show him our respect. So we planned out this scavenger hunt all around Barrie. It was Sarah's idea that we like wrote clues for Henry that he could, lead him to places that we all have memories with him, or like important places in downtown Barrie. So Thursday I was at Sarah's, and also we had planned, Reed had a ball hockey game on Saturday, and we were going to go surprise him and bring like signs, just for like rooting on Reed and rooting on his team. So Friday I was at Sarah's house, and we were making all these signs for ball hockey. The puns were, I came up with Reedy, set, go. And I drew like a traffic light man, giving a thumbs up. And then my other one was, I asked Sana, like, what are some of Reed's favorite things? Like characters or animes or whatever. And she's like, Blaziken's his favorite Pokemon. So I was like, okay, I can probably draw a Blaziken. So I drew a Blaziken, and then just wrote like Blaze kick their butts on it. And then Sarah's puns were read it and weep, and she had like Reed's ball hockey team is called the Krakens, so it was like a scoreboard that's like Krakens 10,000, losers 0, read it and weep, and like a crying emoji. And then finally the last one was the best one, Reed lease the Kraken, and Sarah did a really good job on that. I'm sure I'll probably toss up like a bunch of photos on Instagram on my personal one, Aaron Brox, if you guys want to see those signs, and then other things that happened on this weekend. It was a jam-packed, like I was in a secret group birthday chat for like 3 different birthday parties, and it's super stressful because you respond to one, you want to make sure you're not responding to the wrong one, and it's just I'm glad it's all done. I'm glad all that sneaking around and messaging different people, it was a lot of work. There's a lot to plan. Yeah, so Friday was kind of getting all that stuff ready with Sarah, and then Saturday was the big day. We went to Reed's ball hockey game, surprised him. He had no idea. The signs were a big hit. His teammates were jealous, and I only held my sign upside down once, so that was kind of a big victory for me. Then after the game, we went and Sana has a Polaroid camera, so we were taking Polaroids at all the spots, and then she also gave me her old Polaroid camera, which, if you guys know, I was talking about getting a Polaroid like a few months ago, and she just gave me one, so I'm super stoked to like get film for this. Start snapping some Polaroids. I'll have to take some Polaroids down at Westmount before I leave there. Take some of those with me. And then we were headed to Bass Lake, because originally the plan with we told Henry we're gonna go to Bass Lake, and then we're gonna swim there and like hang out there before going back to his house for a fire and that. So we went to Bass Lake, and then Sarah had made up all these like little clues, piece of paper that we folded up, and we're like, okay, we gotta hide this somewhere. So there's a phone booth at Bass Lake that I went and like stuck the piece of paper on the phone booth and kind of hid it in there. And then Henry, Reed, and Sana showed up, and we're like, oh man, what's going on with this phone booth over here? This is crazy. Sarah took the lead, like, I'm gonna go check out this phone booth. So Sarah, Lucas, and I all start walking towards the phone booth, and Henry's like not following, not taking the bait whatsoever. They're all like, what are these guys doing going to the phone booth? Because Reed and Sana did not know where we hid the clue. They just knew we had all the clues. So eventually Lucas is like, hey, everybody, come check out this phone booth. and then finally we got Henry to go into the phone booth and find the clue, and we could start the quest. So that was probably like 4 hours of this scavenger hunt going on around Barrie. Just reading clues. If he guessed the right location, we kind of helped him on some of them. We would go there and then get him another clue, take a Polaroid, and move on. So that was most of our Saturday afternoon, was a ball hockey game, to then Henry's surprise birthday, and then the last clue, we gave Sarah a secret clue as well, and it led her back to a Sicknack where Reed, Lucas, Sarah, and I all attended from kindergarten to grade 8, and that's where we all met each other there. And then we went back to Henry's house for some sushi and cupcakes. Well, sushi, cupcakes. The cupcakes were kind of like a throughout the day kind of thing. And then just had a fire and a very relaxing night. But it was nice not to be, not to have that wild, crazy energy. Like I'm a party guy. I enjoy, people having fun. But this is like a different vibe, and it was really nice. We had we plastered around this Star Wand glow stick around the fire, and we all talked about what we are excited for in life and what we are anxious about and what we are, just talked about our feelings. We kind of aired out. We all aired out around the fire, and it was really nice. It was really chill. Everyone's doing well. Everyone's got exciting things going on. There's a lot of open-ended futures that anything could happen, which is exciting. I know it's a great group of people. They're all going to succeed very well. So, hopefully this podcast succeeds too. But you never know. But them, I know they're going to succeed. I just got a feeling in me. I tend to surround myself with great people. So, if you happen to be friends with me, you're probably a great person. So, kudos to you. But yeah, that was this weekend, and then I headed back. I guess on Sunday we went swimming in Lucas's pool for a few hours in the morning. That the only time we could get everyone together. And then after that, kind of just hung out at home, ate dinner, and then headed back to Waterloo last night left home around 7:00. Got home at 9:30. And that was it. That was okay. That was all the stuff off the cuff. That's the weekly recap. Remember those? Remember when I did those on Instagram? Most of you probably don't. A lot of people don't follow the Aaron the Brock Instagram account, which you don't have to. There's nothing going on there right now. Usually, I was just posting paintings on there lately, and haven't painted anything in a while. So yeah, Aaron the Brock on Instagram doesn't get a ton of use. But let's go to the notes. Oh, my getting to know you page got posted on Saturday too, by the way. I talked about that last week, but it did officially get posted. They changed my position from executive greenskeeper just to greenskeeper, which is fair. And they also added a floppy disk emoji to my floppy disk answer. But other than that, it was standard. Let's see how it's doing now. How many people have seen it? It did boost the podcast numbers actually. I guess I said Aaron Arrow theme song was my favorite song, and last week's episode has gotten the most views in the week. It's up to 25 views already, which usually that takes a few weeks to get up to. Which is exciting. Obviously that marketing kind of works. Maybe I got to start doing more marketing. But it's also that podcast started with Umbrella, which I guess I haven't even talked about that yet. That Ethan and I put that together. That was a ton of fun. Also very when I'm singing in my car, I like my music loud. I like my windows down, and I like to just belt. And I feel in my head, I'm matching the pitches great, and I'm hitting all these notes. I'm I sound really good when I'm singing along to the audio in the car. So that's kind of how we did the Umbrella thing. Ethan just blasted Umbrella in my headphones, and I just sang my heart out as hard as I could. And in my head, I'm man, I am crushing this. I'm nailing the timing. I'm hitting all the little vocal variations. I'm pretty much Rihanna. And then I heard it back. I'm oh my God, I'm horrible. Just absolutely terrible. Just tone deaf, you might say. Could not hit a note for the life of me. Meet Aaron Brock. There I am. It's such an aggressive picture too. I look like a convict. Like this kind of picture you post around when they're like, "Hey guys, sexual predator just moved into the neighborhood," and then it's like that picture posted everywhere. That's the vibe I'm getting. Yeah, Umbrella. But Ethan produced the entire thing. He put in pretty much all the effort to get it done. He made the backing track so it sounded just like Umbrella. He was Jay-Z in the beginning, if you couldn't tell. He was rapping. And then yeah, here's all his artistic touch. I was just the voice, really, just the voice, and then I did nothing. As usual with the music we produce, I sing and then I just wipe my hands, and then it's on to someone else's problem, someone else's plate. So yeah, that well, I was gonna say is that everyone probably came from the work, getting to know me page to go listen to this theme song, and then the first thing they would have heard was Umbrella, and then I think I did still put the theme song in after, but who knows if they got through that minute and 40 of me singing Umbrella to then get to the actual theme song. But it helped the numbers. It helped the numbers for sure. All right, now we'll check the notes. Let's check the notes. So Taco Tuesday is chaos. My joke made the rounds. That was an interesting experience I had at work. I told myself I wasn't going to tell work stories. This is kind of not like a work story, but I guess it is. But I remember I was driving around with Will, and we were working incredibly hard. We were cleaning up curbs, and I tell you, we were line trimming curbs all over there. Like, there wasn't a curb untouched. You could see, like, we were working very hard. There was line everywhere, like, just marking our territory. So yeah, we're a couple of hardworking boys, and then we pull up to Michael, and we're chatting with him, and he's talking to Will. He's like, "Yeah, man, that joke I made, I told these other guys that joke you made, and like it killed, it killed really hard." And I'm like, kind of like, what are these guys talking about? This joke that killed, this joke about the roller that killed. And then Will looks to me and goes, "Oh yeah, actually that was your joke." And I was like, "What?" It was very, very weird to me have my own joke told back to me by like a fourth party. I didn't, I throw out a lot of great material and I don't always keep track of it. So to have something make its way back around, which I can't even repeat the joke on here, and because I don't want it to come back to me. But yeah, very, very weird experience to know that this joke I made to one person is now spread across the course. And now people are telling it to each other, and I'm not getting credit also. Like, Will's getting the credit for the joke, which, okay, I see how it is, Will. You get upset that I don't give you credit for the Just for Men. Oh, by the way, Marin is the Arby's person, by the way. That just came. Marin is the Arby's fiend. She gets 2 pounds of Arby's after every shift. She told us on the way home. She gets 2 pounds of Arby's. She takes 1 pound off and she saves it for later, and then she eats 1 pound of sandwich. So like she eats at Arby's pound of roast beef sandwich right after work, then goes home and showers, gets back into bed, pulls the other pound out of her pocket, eats the second pound bun free, just in her bed. But yeah, Marin's the one that took us to Arby's that one time. I don't know if I ever said that, but there you go, Marin. There's your credit. And Will, how about you start giving me credit for the jokes you're taking from me? Because I feel like there's probably gonna be more if there's just one. I'm eternal underachiever. Don't know what to say to that. That's just true. I am an eternal. I just hate effort. Just can't stand put it in. Just the thought of putting in effort just sounds miserable to me. And then it's definitely probably some like, I'm afraid to fail. And then as long as I'm like not really trying, I can just tell myself that. So, oh yeah, I could have done it if I tried though. Just giving myself an excuse. But we're not here for therapy session. Sometimes if people can see me, I just blend into my chair. We talked about that. Pro-life, pro-choice. Smarter make you high. I don't know what that is. Oh, I think I was trying to say that getting high makes you smarter, but I just wrote smarter make you high. Oh, my parents just barging in. That's being home. That's like my bed at home is way nicer. My bedroom's a little crowded right now. And I saw Harley too when I was back home, which was the best part. I absolutely love that dog. She's the greatest dog out there. Very, very person-like. Like, she's got great expressions. Very lovable, though. She is so excited when I get home. And the thing, like, I like cats, too. I don't dislike cats. There's not really an animal I dislike. I'm scared of crocodiles and alligators. But, like, I can't say I dislike them. They just freak me out. And they're dinosaurs that have, like, millions of years of evolution ahead of us. And so, like, they're just natural killing machines. So it makes sense to be afraid of them. But like I wouldn't go out of my way just to hurt a crocodile for no reason, you know? So like I like cats, but the thing that just draws me to dogs more is just the size. And Harlow's Barkley, Harrison Ford, whatever you want to call her. She's like 80 pounds. She's a lab. She's thick. And like I just like wrestling with her. And like with a dog, you can like get in and you like really, really wrestle with them. Like put some force into it and like, you know, doing the old dad dog thing where you like, you know, slap him on the side. That's a sturdy dog right there. That's a good dog. Every dad does that. Like you can't really do that with a cat. Has anyone ever done that? Done that to a cat? Like that, and you get that hollow slap on the dog's rib cage. That's what I like about dogs. The size of them. You can't replicate that. You don't get 80-pound cats. If you do, I feel like that's an issue, and that's probably an obese cat that's not gonna be a ton of fun to play with. Yeah, but I love that dog. I love that dog so much. I miss her more than my family. Because my parents know why I'm away, and Harley doesn't know why I'm away, so it's harder. And then I only get to see her for a few days, and then she gets sad again when I'm gone. She doesn't know why I'm gone. It's tough. But great dog, an absolutely great gem of a dog. But my parents, my bedroom in Waterloo has a lock on it, so I feel I'm fine. I always lock the door just because I like, not for the safety, but just because I don't like people being able to come into my room while I'm still asleep. So like Thursday night, I'm at home sleeping. I'm not sleeping. I'm like, my eyes are closed. I'm getting ready for sleep. And I sleep butt ass naked, just free as a bird in my birthday suit. Love it. It's the most comfortable way to sleep. And my bedroom door creak open, and my dad like just starts walking in. And I'm like, I like lay up in bed. Like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, well, I turned the AC on, so I'm just going to come in and close your window. Like, just knock on the door. Like, why didn't you just knock? I'm naked. He goes, well, I didn't want to wake you up. And I'm like, you think that opening the door and just walking straight through my room to then close my bedroom window and then walk back out is not going to wake me up. But knocking, that's too much. That's crazy. And that's like, my dad is not a knocker. That door is closed. He knows how to open it. Just right in, no matter what I'm doing. And I've never done anything inappropriate in my bedroom. So, you know, that's probably why he's so comfortable walking in. And then my mom in the morning, she knocks on my door, wakes me up. She's like, hey, we need you to stay up, and we have a contractor coming, and we're going to go take the dog out to the pond. So I got to get up at like 8:30. The day we have no internet too, because Rogers went down. So I just got to stay up in this house with nothing to do. Can't even watch TV because we have no cable. Everything's a streaming service. Oh, and then my mom, you know, wakes me up, opens the door, then leaves the door wide open, and I'm, again, butt-ass naked in bed. Nothing I could do. I can't get out to close my door because then I got to do like a naked run and just hope no one, you know, hope my sister doesn't come out of her room, hope my mom doesn't come out down the hallway from her room. Just leaves it wide open. Just no respect for my privacy whatsoever. I remember staying in a hotel in like 8th grade or something. And I was sleeping in boxers because my family can't afford multiple hotel rooms. We had one hotel room, 2 beds. I shared a bed with my dad. My sister shared a bed with my mom. And they're all awake. And like I think we were in Toronto because she got like a free room at the Intercontinental. I think from like through her travel agent points or whatever, that she was able to get this free room. And we were spending a weekend in Toronto. I remember everyone was up, they're all dressed, and I was like the last person to get up because I was like a teenage boy and I slept a lot. And I remember being in my boxers. That's it. And my parents were like, okay, you gotta go get in the shower, go. And I just had a full-blown morning wood. Like I could not get out of this bed. It would be just a flagpole just flapping away if I took these covers down. So I remember I had to like military crawled across the bed to just try and like drag my boner across the mattress so no one could see it, so that eventually I could just like have my back to them and then slide off the bed and then run into the bathroom where I could get dressed, and hopefully this boner has flattened itself out. And that's it. I think that's exactly what I did. And then I don't know if they noticed. They probably knew for sure that I had a boner as I went from lying on my back in my bed to just flopping forward and crawling across my stomach like a slug. But, you know, the things you do for love. The things you do for love. God, and that is all. That's all the notes I wrote down too. I don't know how I feel about this one either, though. I don't know how this. I don't. This wasn't really a comedy podcast. This is more just like a catch-up podcast. So I feel like I gotta do another themed podcast. I'm doing too much of the just like weekly updates kind of deal. Just a lot of work stories lately, and I'm not feeling too stoked on it. I feel like we got to do something more effortful. And I don't know if it's like I don't know if I want to do another history episode. Those are kind of, unless I find a topic I'm really interested in, and those are also nicer to do with like another person. So yeah, I don't know. If you guys have any ideas of the themes I could talk about, I would love to like do viewer questions. If you guys want to like submit some questions, no, honestly, no limit, no limit. Whatever you want to ask, personal question about the universe, question about anything. You just want my answer from. You should ask me. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna end this episode. And then watch next week. There's gonna be 0 questions asked. So then it's just gonna be me on the spot once again, making stuff up. But if you've got a question that you'd like to hear my answer to or my insights on, my thoughts, my opinions, submit that question to me, I guess. I got 2 Instagram accounts. Aaron Brox, which is just my name with an S at the end, and then Aaron the Brock, which is the same as my YouTube account. I got my YouTube channel, Aaron the Brock. You can send a message there. There's a Facebook account out there, Aaron the Brock, that hasn't been touched since March, but you can hit me up there. You can find me on Facebook. I got a Facebook. You can send me a message on Messenger. You can do whatever you want. You guys know how to reach me at this point. There's an email. I think there's a business email in my Aaron the Brock Instagram's bio that you could send me an email. I don't know. If anyone actually, I'm being dead serious. I would love some questions to go through. That'd be super fun. And I don't know what episode that'd be. It'd make more sense for the 1-year anniversary doing questions, but I think I want to do like a episode 1 recap for episode 52. But yeah, if you have any questions for me, sauce them my way. Send them over here. Let's get because I don't know what to talk about on these things, honestly. Like I said, I was worried that like I was catering my podcast too much to the people at work, because like I spend all my time there, so I was like, they'd give me all the feedback on the podcast, and obviously if I talk about them, I get better feedback. So I was worried that I'm alienating the OGs of Air and Arrow, the people who listen to it, that kept me going, the 30 or so people that boosted all the stats, and like we're up to like 1,300 plays or something, getting close to 1,400 plays, which is it's not bad. I feel like that's a good number. But yeah, I want to, I need to start trying again. I need to start putting in more effort. I'm feeling good, like refreshed after this week, and seeing all my friends. It's like, yeah, this is inspiring you to want to do more, be less of a. I kind of don't really like plan my life, I kind of just like stumble through life, and whatever happens. I don't make a ton of decisions. I don't, just rely on the lucky horseshoes and just hope things work out for the best. That's kind of my philosophy. So maybe I got to start, just moving the pieces a little bit in the direction I want to move them, rather than just waiting for them to move on their own. I don't know. That's how I'm feeling though. I gotta clean up thumbtacks though. Tidy this room up. If you're watching the video, you can see it's just a pigsty back here. Absolutely filthy. Did anyone else's mom use that term a lot? This room's a pigsty. She'd always say it. Or she'd be like, oh, you look like a ragamuffin today. Like, what the fuck is a ragamuffin? I have no idea. Yeah. Okay. I've said that enough times. But thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Again, not a comedy episode, but it's a podcast nonetheless. It's an hour long. I feel like there's other stuff I was supposed to talk about, but I can't remember it. I had like planned this entire podcast on my drive back, and it's all gone, all out the window. So hope you enjoyed. We will see. Hopefully I hear from you with some questions before next week, but if not, no pressure. We'll talk to you next time. Aaron out.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed your stay. Now take what you learned and have a great day. Damn, it feels good to air out.